The following is a brief introduction to creating a safe space experience using touch monitors from Elo. As a starting point, let's talk about how we got here. Pre-COVID, InReality was focused on venue analytics. Think small cameras, primarily in retail settings, that provided insights as to how shoppers moved around stores, what they interacted with, demographics, etc. The mission was to help businesses use real metrics to improve the customer experience. When the pandemic hit, we realized taking temperature was just another data source that we could work within our platform to help organizations safely reopen. So everything I'm going to show you is built on a solid platform that's been around for over 5 years. Now, no one can doubt that COVID rocked the very foundation of business operations. And nobody had a tried and true playbook for this. But one thing's for certain, all markets are dealing with risk mitigation and trying to understand what their legal duty of care is. Everybody wants to keep their employees safe and make visitors and customers feel safe. But let's be real, the primary motivator is to protect a business fiscally and legally. Now, this solution didn't exist at the beginning of 2020. We did have a core platform, but what we built was right alongside our clients. It really has been trial by fire. Every week we're deploying more projects and we learn from each. What this means to you is we've experienced the bruised elbows and skinned knees, and the product has become quite mature in a very short period of time. As of the end of 2020, we're protecting nearly 400 organizations in 14 countries, administering 250,000 screenings each week. And again, this has all been deployed in the last few months, and there's hundreds of other projects in the process of being installed. What we learned is it isn't as much about the product as it is about the process, and how we use technology to make it easy on customers and employees. So where we've landed is a 3-step process: check in, scan temperature, and clear to proceed. Before we jump into the software, I want to set the stage by showing you the most common use case. Let's start with the experience for employees. The first step is for a user to open a web app, answer some Q&A before ever leaving home. These are questions like, are you experiencing these symptoms? Have you traveled outside the area? Etc. All configurable by the employer, and the employee can easily bookmark this to answer it each day. When the employee arrives at the office, they approach the kiosk, and the kiosk can be rotating a screensaver of messages and announcements to keep them posted of the latest safety messages and protocol changes. Attached to the display is a badge scanner. Employees can scan their badge or the QR code from the web app to identify themselves. If their QA isn't completed, it'll prompt them to update their Q&A on the touchscreen. If the QA is complete, it'll prompt them to take their temperature. And a camera will provide the outline of their face and then a countdown to take their temperature. The final step is logging all the information for compliance and reporting and issuing the person a pass. Think of it as a boarding pass. Could be digital on the phone to be shown to security, or as simple as a badge sticker that's printed out. And you can tag employees to be exempt if they've already taken the vaccine and you want to always give them a pass. The process is similar for guests. They can have a QR code on a poster that they can scan from their mobile device and quickly take the Q&A, and then present that QR code to the kiosk to identify themselves. Or from the touchscreen, they can enter their name and contact information to identify themselves. And after COVID has run its course, this will continue to streamline your guest registration process. As a guest not using the mobile phone, they're presented with the questions to simply touch to answer. You can decide what questions are assigned to each type of person, so your employees may get different questions than your visitors or vendors. And after the Q&A, the same guideline comes up to align your face and then take temperature. And then a virtual thumbs up showing that they've completed the screening process. The key behind the hardware is our enterprise-grade platform that's scalable. Flexibility is key. As you get new direction from HR and legal, the platform lets you easily update workflows and settings and publish them out to your entire network. This makes it much easier than running around with a keyboard and a mouse. Rules and regulations are always evolving, so at any time you can set your data retention policy on the device or in the cloud to determine how long you want to keep the data before anonymizing it. And the real value of the technology is to help you save the cost of resources to manually check people in. If somebody fails, it'll automatically send emails or text messages to notify of failures. And you can import users from CSV, or just enter them into the software, or you can use our APIs to integrate with Access Control, Workforce Management, or Active Directory. All the data is available in detailed reports that can be run on demand or scheduled to be sent out daily or weekly. And everything can be shared in dashboards so that the screening details are available for the entire network or for specific sites. And as I mentioned, it's all built on open APIs to provide the option for integration to bring data in or take data out of the InReality platform. As I mentioned, we've deployed hundreds of clients with thousands of devices over the last few months, and these real-world installations have taught us a number of key lessons. Some of the keys: flexibility is important. Rules are changing, so you need to be able to adapt on the fly. Doing Q&A on a touchscreen is great for just a few visitors, but if you've got a lot of employees, you need to enable them with a mobile app to do the Q&A before ever leaving home. It's best to have somebody identify, usually by swiping a badge, before they take their temperature, or you run the risk of them failing and then not identifying themselves. Early on, we did a number of projects leveraging facial recognition, and we do support it, but it's 97 to 98% accurate, which sounds good, but when you have thousands of employees, that 2% adds up and can create a lot of noise. And back to flexibility, the APIs are key to helping you integrate the technology into other current business systems. So why do this? Why should you implement a screening process? I don't mean to pick on Smithfield, but we all remember their response early on in the crisis, and the litigation is going to continue for years to come. Think of this technology as insurance to not only protect your employees and business, but keep you out of the headlines. If you'd like a demo on how this can protect your business, just email us at sales@inreality.com. Thank you.